All right, so welcome to part 3 of the free training. We're going to be going over client acquisition system. So how exactly do we go about booking a bunch of meetings into your calendar? I will start off by saying that I will be presenting multiple ways to acquire clients. There's not one that's necessarily better than the others. It's more so it depends of your style, like your personality style, your business model, the niche you're going after, the offer. Like there's lots of things to take in account. So I'll be presenting multiple options, and then from there you guys can sort of determine what's the best. I will of course give you my advice and sort of explain to you like, hey, if you're doing this, then probably this method is the best method to do. So let's get started. Part 3, 10K per month client acquisition systems. These methods will allow you to get up to 10K per month. Okay, from 0 to 10, you can leverage them and it will work extremely fine. In today's module, we'll be going over picking your outreach method, cold calling, cold DMs, cold emails, and a bonus, okay, on how to acquire clients. Now, when it comes to picking your outreach method, again, there's not one specific method that's better than the others, but I do have some preferences, okay? Some are better than others depending on who or what you're doing. You have basically 3 main methods, okay? Cold calling, cold DM, cold email. When it comes to cold calling, the pros of this outreach method is that it's really, from what I've seen from experience, is that it's really good with blue collar niches. So when I say blue collar niches, I mean everything that's like in the home improvement niche, you know, so like roofers, plumbers, flooring, fencing, driveways, landscaping, you know, stuff like that. Businesses where they don't really work on the computer. Okay, they're not accustomed to it. They're not used to being on the computer and like working with ads and stuff like that. So when you cold DM them or you cold email them, they're less likely to receive the message. However, these people are always on the phone. Okay, that's how they do business. Okay, so it's very easy to get them, get in contact with them if you cold call them. Okay, which is why I prefer cold calling for anything that's like blue collar home improvement. Now, when it comes to the cons, cold calling is extremely time consuming. Okay, it's not one of these things you can just sit on the couch, watch TV, and send a couple of DMs or emails. Okay, you actually have to be on the phone speaking with people. It takes time. You're going to be dialing people. There's going to be no pickups. You'll be talking to a receptionist. They're going to transfer you left and right. You know, it's very time consuming. That's the only downside. Another one is that you need to call during prime time. For me, prime time is 9 to 5, so in the mornings, 9 to 12. So in the mornings, that's what I feel like from experience when I scale my agency. That's where I got the best pickup rate. It was the easiest to book meetings and everything. Anything past that, typically they're on job sites, lunch breaks and stuff like that. So it's not always the most optimal. You can still cold call during those hours, but I found that 9 to 12 are the best hours to cold call in. You need to have good conversational skills. Okay, obviously you're going to be talking on the phone with people. Okay, so that's that's a must-have. You have to be good at selling with your words and having conversations with people. And it's also very hard to push volume. So you cannot do 300 cold calls on your own in a single day. Okay, whereas with cold DMs, you can probably do it if you're really crazy. Okay, so that's one of the cons. Now, when it comes to cold DMs, the pros is that it works with most niches. Okay, so that's what's really cool. It can be done whenever. So I used to, like when I had my agency, I worked with plumbers. So I would mostly cold call in the mornings during prime time, and then in the afternoons I would do cold DMs, and in the evenings as well. And what's fun about cold DMs is that you can be on your couch watching TV or doing something and just send in a couple of DMs here and there and answering questions that people are asking you. Okay, so that's what I like about cold DMs, is that it's a lot more laid back. Okay, and lastly, it's very easy to outsource to a VA. Okay, these like to teach a VA on how to cold call is not as simple, just because they're using their voice, and typically like if there's an accent or something like that, it's a bit harder to get through the prospect. So you mostly have to hire people from the US, and again, by hiring in the US, you also have to cold call on US hours. So if you outsource to someone who's in a different time zone, it can be quite tricky as well. Whereas with cold DMs, it's a bit more forgiving and people are more likely to do it. Okay, so it's easier to outsource to a VA. Now, when it comes to the cons, risk of getting your accounts blocked. Okay, that's going to happen pretty often. So there's lots of restrictions. It's a bit complicated. You have to know how to get around the restrictions and not send too many DMs, not spam people and stuff like that. You will have to buy and optimize accounts. Okay, we'll teach how to do it. And there's lots of competition. Okay, because it is a lot easier to do than cold calling. When things are easier, there's going to be more people who are going to be gravitated towards doing that. So you're going to be competing against more people who are sending the same type of messages as you are. Okay. Lastly, cold email. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am not an expert when it comes to cold email. It's not my preferred method. I really like cold calling, cold DMs, as my main outreach method. But I know some people who are getting really good results with cold email. Okay, you can push crazy volume. It's super effective. Can easily be automated, which is pretty cool. It's just the cons is that it's very complicated to set up. You have to buy domains, warm them up. You need to test a bunch of scripts to see what works best, and it's very expensive, but it is the most expensive outreach tool to use out of these three. Okay, let's start with cold calling. When it comes to your dialer, there's a bunch of softwares. There's power dialers and stuff like that. Every month there's a new software that comes up that's better than the other. So it's hard for me to kind of tell you guys what works best. But Skype is your go-to. Like Skype will always work. Okay, it's not the most efficient, but it's cheap. You can easily buy a number that's in the area where you're cold calling, and then use that as your dialer. The way you can source your leads, there's multiple ways. One of the easiest things you can do is just a lead software tool. So D7 Lead Finder is an example. You can also go on Google. So just search the businesses on Google. And then if you look at like further on in the video, when I'll be going over the cold DM part, you can go look how we do it for cold DMs. And instead of DMing them, you can just find their numbers and call them. But you can use the same method to source the leads. Okay, so just keep watching and you'll see what I mean. When it comes to the actual script, I'm not going to go over it in this video. Just because I do have a YouTube training exactly breaking down this exact script that I use when I scaled it. So there's going to be a link to it. You can click this and you have access to everything. But this script works extremely well. It's very important to note, guys, when it comes to using cold calling scripts, I can give you my script. It can work extremely well for me. It can work extremely well for someone else, but it can work horribly for you. Okay, it depends on your personality type, the way you speak, the words you typically use, your offer, your niche. Like there's so many things to take into account. So don't use the script and like word for word follow it. Okay, make it your own, use it as inspiration, and then from there play around with it. Okay. Also, very important to stay organized. Okay, you need some sort of tracking sheet or a CRM. This is a tracking sheet that I used when I started off, so you can just use this. Again, there's a video explaining exactly how to use it, so I'm not going to make it right now. The most important thing to remember when you're cold calling is that consistency is key. Okay, I see too many people giving up right before they book their first meeting or book their first client. Cold calling is a numbers game. Okay, the more you do it, the higher chances of you signing a client. Okay, the common example I like to give to the people I work with is that, do you honestly believe if you speak to 100 business owners per day for a whole month, okay, so that's about 3,000 business owners, there's not one that's going to give you a shot and give you a chance to work with you? Okay, the obvious answer should be yes, like someone will give you a shot out of just pure volume. Okay, so if you stick with it, you will eventually get a yes. And here I made kind of like a game plan you guys can follow. So if you're looking to make 10K per month in 90 days, which is ambitious, and you have a 10% closing rate, so 10 meetings to get one client, which is bad, but let's use those numbers, and let's say it takes you 100 cold calls to book one meeting, which is a 1% booking rate. Okay, I think these are things you can sort of set yourself as initial goals, and then over time we're going to look to optimize them. But again, the more cold calls you do, the less calls are going to be required to book meetings, as well as the less amount of meetings are going to be required to close deals. Okay, but for now, 10 meetings to get one client, and to get a meeting, you need to do 100 cold calls. So therefore, if you break down the numbers, you need 1,000 calls for one client. Okay, so if you want to make 10K, you need 5 clients, which equals to 5,000 calls. And if you're charging 2K per client in a 60 working day period, so you only call during the week, so during business hours, you don't cold call in the weekends, in a 3-month period, you would have to do 85 cold calls per working day to reach the goal. Okay, so as you can see, when you break down the numbers that way, is 85 a lot per day? Yes. Okay, it's a lot. It's not easy to do. It's not going to be fun. I think when I was cold calling, like going all in on cold calls when I started my agency, that was probably one of the worst times when it came to doing just entrepreneurship as a whole, like working on the business. I absolutely hated it. I would not go back to it, but it works. Okay, so I'm being super upfront with you guys, and it's not going to be a fun journey, and it's not supposed to be fun. But if you do want to make money and get the ball rolling as soon as possible, cold calling is the way to go. Okay, and if you follow this plan, which is 80 cold calls, 85 cold calls per day, you can make it happen. Okay. Now, the second method, which is called Facebook DM outreach. Okay, I ruled Facebook. Same thing is applicable to LinkedIn, Instagram, the other platforms. Okay, but Facebook is typically for a local niche, which is where I specialize in helping people with. Facebook is typically the way to go. There's a 5-step strategy. Okay, obviously, in our one-on-one mentorship, we will go a lot more in depth on it. I cannot break down every single thing in this training, otherwise, I'll be here for hours. And also the scripts and all of these things, it's very important you make it tailored to your offer, your niche, and everything. Okay, but this is a good sort of summary of what I would typically do on a one-to-one basis with the people I work with. So, step 1, buy age Facebook accounts. After optimize the accounts, join groups related to your niche, DM the active users, send them the script, the VSL, and then set up automations. So, number 1, aged account. You don't want to use your own account. You can, but you have to be very careful. But essentially, we want these aged accounts because they prevent account restrictions. All right. If you're sending DMs from 10 different accounts and you send just like 2-3 DMs per account and you make like you rotate in between them, you're a lot less likely to be restricted and blocked. Okay. And then in return, it's going to improve response rates just because you have multiple points of contact as well. How do you do it? Go on this site that's called bulk buy accounts. The website looks a bit sketchy. It works extremely well. We've been using it for a very long time. You can buy the package that has basically comes with 10 aged accounts. Okay, that's more than enough. They will have random pictures and stuff like that of people. Do not change the pictures to your business profile, to your personal face and stuff like that. Just keep them as is. Okay, and then and yeah, I think on the site there's only an option to pay by crypto, but if you send them a DM in like the live chat, they will give you a Stripe link, so you don't have to pay in crypto. So that's step 1. Okay, buy those accounts. They're gonna send you an Excel sheet with all of the login information and all of those things. From there, you want to optimize the accounts. Okay, so short description of what you do. So if it's an account with a random person's picture, just write like partner at and then the company name. So for me, it's partner at growthsolutions.io. Okay, share some valuable content. If you guys are doing content, which I highly suggest, have those accounts like share your posts with your face on it. Okay, and then don't spam too much. Make sure to alternate in between Facebook accounts. Rule of thumb, typically you want to send about 10 to 20 DMs and then just make the rotation per hour. Example accounts, I'll leave 2 links to my personal Facebook and Instagram, and you can see what an optimized account looks like. Step 3, once you have those accounts, you want to start joining Facebook groups with them. Okay, take your time. Don't join too many groups at a time. Otherwise, you will get restricted as well. Okay, just search up your niche. So in this case, we have an example with contractors. And as you can see, there's a bunch of groups with a bunch of people in there. Okay, so just slowly start joining them. And from experience, private groups are best. Okay, you will get better results if you join in private groups instead of public ones, but I would still join both of them. From there, you want to go to the feed and don't just go on members and start DMing every person one by one. Okay, because you guys are probably, if you look at your own account, you're probably part of multiple groups that you've never really opened or are active in. And if you get a DM from someone, you're not as likely to open it. What we like to do is we target the active members of the groups. So we look at people who are making posts. So here we have Paige, okay? Paige made a post looking for contractors who want new clients each month. We run Facebook and Instagram ads to generate exclusive leads for home remodelers, painters, etc. Obviously, this is someone who's also running a SMMA or marketing agency. But as you can see, we have 17 people who liked the post, and then we have 36 comments. Now, if her post is, I'm looking for contractors who want to get jobs, these 36 people who sent a DM or commented on the post are most likely people who are looking for this type of service. So start there. So start DMing those 36 people, and then you also have 17 likes. Make sure before DMing them, you actually look at the account, look if they have a business and everything. Like, don't just, maybe it's just a random person who left a comment, but just double check that it's actually a business, and then send the DM. Okay. The actual script, There's lots of ways you can do it. Okay, like there's not like a one secret sauce. Many people come to me and they think that I'm holding all the secrets and that like this one specific line of script is what's going to determine the success of your business. Okay, there's so many approaches and different types of angles that you guys can use. Be creative, try different things, see what works best for your niche, for your offer. But what I like to do is either like a conversational approach. So like, hey, how many jobs are you taking on per month? Hey, do you do this type of job? You know, something just to start a conversation, or just go straight with the offer. Have a no-brainer, irresistible offer with a guarantee. It's like, hey, I have 10 clients who are looking to work with a roofer like this month. Can you take them on? Yes or no? You know, something like that, like straight to the point. So there's lots of approaches. Test it out, see what works best for you. But this is again a numbers game. It's like cold calling. The more you do it, the more chances that someone's going to respond and book a call with you. So one, conversational approach. So like, hey, name, are you currently taking on any new clients? And then afterwards you can pitch the offer, or you can just start with this. So I was actually looking to help you. I work with roofers to get at least 10 more job every single month. It's commission based. If I don't deliver, I don't get paid. Can I send you a short video going over how we're able to do this? Many people here, the mistake is that they're gonna go straight for the close. They're gonna be like, hey, let's book a call. This person has no idea who you are. You just randomly DM them. They have no information on your offer, your pricing, and all of these things. So it's hard for them to sort of commit to booking a call with you, because booking a call, let's be honest, like an hour-long call with a random person, like you really have to be committed to do that. So you want to do micro commitments. Okay, so can I send you a video going over how we were able to do it? It's very easy for them to say like, yeah, just send it to me. Okay, because it's low effort. And then when they can watch the video at their own time and everything. And then from there, you would send that VSL that we created earlier. Okay, so mostly just going over the service delivery, what it looks like and everything. And then from there, you can pitch the meeting and phone call. I know many people will do a cold call after this, which is very good. They pitch VSL and then they call the business and they speak with the person. Okay, so that's a very good strategy as well on the phone. Lastly, automation. Many people are using this to start the first conversation, which is pretty cool. I back in it, like when I was doing it, I didn't have the software, so I didn't use it. But I know many people are using it, and it is an easy way to just get a couple of DMs that are being sent automatic. Okay, you have nothing to lose by using it. I mean, there is like a 2-week free trial. So it is $100 per month, but you can use it for 2 weeks. Just see if it works good for your niche. If it doesn't, then don't buy it. If it does, then great. And it essentially will automatically go into Facebook groups and send DMs to people with keywords in their bio or in their profile like description, depending on what you put. So again, if you work with roofers, you would put any keywords related to roofers. And then as soon as it finds that keywords, it will send a friend request, I think, and also the first DM. And as you can see, you can write the DM. So if you look at the bottom, it says, hey, first name. So it takes the first name of their profile. Thanks for connecting. How are you? I noticed you were in a few of the same real estate investment groups together. Are you a realtor? Okay, so this is like a conversational approach. So yeah, test it out. There's a 2-week free trial, so you have nothing to lose. I put a link there if you want to click and just check it out. Now, I'm not going to go over cold email. I know we spoke about it, but again, I'm not an expert when it comes to cold email. So I don't want to teach you guys something that I myself have not proven to be a consistent way to scale a business. Can you do it? Yeah, 100%, but I'm not the right person to teach you guys how to do it, okay? When it comes to cold calling, cold DM, I am the guy. I can easily help people. Cold email is a different thing. But what I can share with you guys is my personal favorite outreach method, okay? No, for some reason, no one wants to do this. It's understandable. It sucks. It's not fun. It's long. You don't see immediate results from it. But for me, for my business, it is the best way. Well, it has been the most consistent way of scaling my business and where I've made the most money. Okay. And that's building a brand for your agency. Okay. Your agency or your personal brand around your sort of personal profile are things that you have to do. Okay. Do you need it to make 10K per month? No, but it will make your life easier and it is going to help you scale even further 10K, like down, like in the future. Okay. And the earlier you start, the more traction you're going to get. And then the more traction you get, the more inbound leads you're going to get. Okay. So it's extremely leverageable as an activity. You make one video and it's forever going to be there. And yeah, build it once and it will forever be there to sell for you. The goal is to out-educate your prospects in order to outsell your competitors. If two agencies reach out to a roofing company, one has content, TikTok, all of this crap, and then they're like showing different complex processes on how they go about scaling roofing businesses. You can tell they really know what they're speaking about. They've shown examples and stuff like that. And then the other one has nothing on their profile. Who do you think that person is more likely to respond to and work with? Okay, obviously the person with the optimized accounts. So again, go look at my account and look at the sort of what I have on there and how I position myself as an expert in the industry. My industry, especially, the reason why I like to use my account and not someone else's account, when I say someone else, I mean someone in the agency space, is that my niche, coaching, is the most competitive. Okay, how many gurus, how many people do you guys know? There are lots of people out there. Okay, and I'm able to do a very good job of having a good personal brand. And I think if you use my principles, just apply to your local space, which is going to be the same thing, Loom videos, free courses, and stuff like that. You will definitely see the same level of success as I see. Okay. And yeah, this is the result. As you can see, one of the previous months that we worked with, fully packed calendar every single day. And this is an old screenshot too from May. Today we have a lot more calls, but we book anywhere from 10 to 15 calls every single day. We're turning down people because, again, because it is one-on-one mentorship. I don't want to work with people who are not serious. I'd rather work with people who already have shown some sort of commitment. They really want it. And I basically at this point get to pick and choose who I want to help with, which is pretty cool. It's a luxury you guys will get like as your business scale. But yeah, having a personal brand is just a way to automatically get calls into your calendar without you having to do additional work, because once the video is made or the content is out there, it's forever out there for you. Okay. And yeah, that's it for part 3. So as you can see, this is very complex. It was extremely hard for me to create this, just because I cannot, in a 30-minute training on how to scale, get clients and sales and all of these things, it's extremely hard for me to help you guys. Okay, this is where I spend the most time with people when I work with them one-on-one. I will build out their script, pick the best method based off their niche, their personality, their availabilities, their hours. If you're working, if you go to school, how can you cold call? You know, it's complicated. Or cold DM. So I will take the best approach depending on your current situation. So I'll analyze, I'll ask you a bunch of questions, and once I figure that out, then I give you the frameworks, the volume, the scripts, and all of these things, and it's all easier for me to help someone once I know the specific problem I'm trying to solve. But on a general video like this is the best I can do. I have the scripts and everything for you guys, so the cold calling, everything. You can start with that, use that as an inspiration. And if ever you guys do decide to join the one-on-one mentorship, then from there we can pick it up and help you, just give you the scripts that have been proven to work depending on your specific niche, your offer, and everything. Okay, so thank you again for watching this. On the next video, we're going to be going over how to close those meetings. Okay, so once you start booking a bunch of calls, how do you go about converting them and getting them to pay on the call? Okay, so it's going to be like a little one-on-one sales training, how to onboard. There's going to be contracts and stuff like that. So very exciting part 4, yeah, the next slide, but we'll see each other there. In the meantime, get yourself familiar with this, build your scripts, buy your accounts if needed, get some cold calls in. Don't be lazy, don't procrastinate, and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye.